life here now. Hello, good evening, everyone. Hello, good evening. Please, if you're here, kindly just comment, let me know. I can see one person has joined us. Okay, so let me see you in the comment section. We're going to start by doing a recap of what we learned last week. We're going to do a recap of what we... Yes, good evening, Telma. We're going to start. Good evening, well done. How are you doing over there in the UK? How is your daughter? How's the family? So we're going to do a quick recap of what we learned last week. Then when we do a quick recap of what we learned last week, then we will now... Good evening, Kemi. How are you doing? It's like today, the UK people came quite early. You people are sitting in front. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so last week... Oh, good evening, Becky. How are you doing? Last week, we looked at Home by Design, and it was an amazing session. Yes. Okay, that's very good. We looked at... I know we touched on conflict. We looked at family vision. So now, I don't know how many of you have... I don't know how many of you have gone ahead to have the conversations. I mean, the conversations on the things that we discussed. I don't know how... I'm looking at my notes here now, so that's why I'm trying to do a recap. And looking at the things that we learned about the conflict resolution, there's so many things we learned about. Told you people about creating family values, vision, and then also core values for your children, helping your children. If you have children who have grown to a certain level, helping them. I use the acronym WISE. I'm looking at my notes here. I talked about a lot of things. So today, yes, I'm just looking at some people's comments. I did. It was very fruitful. Oh, fantastic. So I'm just looking at some people's comments in the group, in our community, and I'm seeing that we learned quite a lot. I'm seeing that we've learned quite a lot. And so today, anyone has something to say about last week, what you got, and all of that? I remember we talked about, yes, good evening, Constance. I remember we talked about values in the family, and I talked about how you can create yours, talked about culture. Who is this one here? Talked about culture. We talked about a lot of things. We talked about a lot of things. Let me see what I can do now. Sorry. So please share. If you want to go through your notes, go through your notes now. Go through your notes now and share, please. Go through your notes right now and share. Do you get? Okay. Said something. Yes. Okay. I'm seeing something. Say templates for decision making. Good. Very, very important. Good. Very, 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 very important. That the template for decision making was very important. Fantastic. Which other one? So, the purpose of knowledge is not for storage, is for usage. The purpose, I need to say this over and over again, that the purpose of knowledge, yes, thank you very much. That the purpose of knowledge is not for storage, but for usage. The purpose of knowledge is not for storage, but for usage. So I like everybody here. Okay, I'm seeing Thomas said we had a family meeting about it and wrote it down. Fantastic. Fantastic. This is great. This is great. This is great. Okay. Any more person willing to share? Please share, 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 share. Tama has been sharing. Tama has been sharing. So please, who else? Who else wants to share? Okay. Okay, I'm seeing Mother Peculiar said. Okay, Mother Peculiar said, good evening, that she got so much, so she got so much value. Yes. Mother Peculiar said she got so much value. Okay. Okay. Masterclass. Fantastic. Okay. I'm actually going through everybody's sorry, please. Okay, I'm waiting for more comments. Please, there are some comments I have to remove here. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, so today we're going to look at something. Today we're going to look at something quite different. And I don't know whether you're ready with your okay. I think I'm still reading what Model Peculiar wrote. She said, the class made me create a curriculum for my children, teach them about values. I said, this is very, very important. And this holiday period is a very fantastic time to do quite a lot, because once school starts, it's not as if you don't have the time. The children go to school in the morning, you too, you're very busy. So by the time everybody comes out, you don't have the ample time to do this. And that's why I think every year I'll be dedicating the month of August. I'll be dedicating the month of August for family. That's actually what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be dedicating the month of August for family. Thank you so much for sharing. And then I want to find out how many of you are also in the bonding challenge? Yes, how many of you are in the bonding challenge? See, if you're not in the bonding challenge, if you're not in that bonding challenge community, you are actually missing a lot. If you're not in the bonding challenge community, you are missing a lot. I don't know how many persons are there, and how has it been for you? I don't know how many persons are there, and I don't know how it has been for you. How has it been for you? How has it been for you? Can you share? Can you share? Can you share? Mm. Yes, yes, you're there. Ah, God. Oh, God. Yes. How has it been? You joined? Yes. How has it been? Fantastic. So tonight I'm just going to share something, and I think tonight I want to speak from my heart. Um, I want to talk about everything I'm going to talk about will border about healing, healing the past, rebuilding, just in case there are things that you need to rebuild. And more importantly, looking at where you are coming from, looking at your background, where you are coming from, and hoping to change everything. A lot of the times, some of us just wish our parents knew better. But you see, it's important to know that while we wish for that, there's something we can do. There's something we can do with our own time. So I remember something. I was discussing with someone today. Sorry, let me see it properly. I was discussing with someone today, and somebody was asking and telling me, it was even a younger person, how she cannot remember having any picture of herself and her mom. She should be in her 30s, okay? She cannot remember any pictures of herself and her mom. But she now said something to me. She said, Pastor Favor, do you know that all of these people who are attending the mom and daughter ball, in 30 years' time, in 20 years' time, they're going to have lots of pictures of them and their mothers. And it's going to actually keep the memories. Listen to me. It's going to keep the memories of when they were dancing together, when they were doing this. They can also show it to their children, and it will now form a template and a legacy of what they will also do to their children. So I can tell you the truth. God has brought you to the right environment, to not only help you achieve purpose, but also help to ensure that your family is intact. Do you understand? To also help make sure that the family is intact. Now, I want to say something. Each and every one of us here inherited something. I want to speak on becoming the change that you seek to see, becoming an example of the kind of family that you want to build. Like I said, it's a heart-to-heart conversation. So I want you to each and every one of us, we inherited something. Check right now. I want you to take a notebook. Please write it down. I want this class to be very practical. Do you have your notebook? Do you have your notebook? Do you have your book? I want you to get a book. Of course, your inner circle book. Get your inner circle masterclass book. Yes. Oh, Mother Peculiar said, okay, Constance said, I've only been able to do day 3 because of distance. I understand, Constance. Akila said, my daughter has been the one reminding me of activities. Honestly, I'm glad I joined the Bible story session with my daughter. Only opened my eyes to another level of her. I'm telling you, you see, there are things that we think they don't matter. I'm telling you, when the Holy Spirit gave me this pre-born bonding challenge, where was I? I think I was having my bath. And immediately that thing dropped. You understand? Okay, so as I said today, we want to look at, becoming the change that you seek to see, creating like a new reality and a new experience for your family. And I said each and every one of us inherited something from where we're coming from. So the idea is that whatever it is that we inherited, that we have seen, you don't like it, you look at that place you're coming from, you see it there, we want to intentionally reverse it. We want to reverse it. We want to change it. So now I want you to take a pen. Oh, fantastic. My daughter did the Bible teaching on day 3. This is amazing. Now, I want you to look at where you're coming from. Number one, if you're actually going to create a new experience, We're going to, if all of us here are going to create a new experience in our family, listen to me. I want to let you know that what you're doing, you're planting seeds. Do not ever think that you're just wasting time, you're just doing activity. You are actually planting seed. So now, as we move on into this teaching, I want you to look at where you are coming from, like your family. What did you inherit? Because each and every one of us inherited something. So if you're actually going to change the narrative, if you're actually going to do something, you must recognize what you inherited. Recognize, number one is recognize what you inherited. Do you understand? Because not everything you experienced growing up was healthy. Not everything. And this is actually the beginning point of healing for a lot of people. There are people who are still carrying quite a lot in their spirit, in their mind, hurts of yesteryears. On Saturday, I was in Owerri. After we finished our next generation conference, I zoomed off to Owerri, where myself and my husband taught families, couples till about 12 midnight, 1 a.m. That's when we went to sleep. And by Sunday morning, we were rushing down to Port Harcourt for Sunday service. Now, while we were there, I had a session with only the women. These women are wives of generals, wives of military generals. And I had only a session. Those women should be close to like about, I don't know, up to 100 or 70 women. Do you know that as I had a conversation with them, so the men were not there, this woman, I still have, my bag is not here. If you see the pile of questions this way, I couldn't even finish the questions. And one of the major things that they were saying is unhealed trauma. A lot of things that have happened. So you understand that where you are coming from, there are things you experience. So number one is that you must recognize it. Please recognize it. And I want you to use pen and recognize what you inherited. Recognize what you inherited. Listen to me. It may be good, it may be challenging, but I want you to recognize. So number one, listen, what I'm doing for you tonight is what we call therapy. I've zoomed into therapy right now. How many of you understand? By the way I'm talking now and what I want to do now, you know that I'm entering into therapy. And this is what people pay me millions to do. So I don't just want to teach, oh, you should do this, you should do that. And then the underlying challenge, we're not able to deal with that. So you want to recognize, what did you inherit? So you find out, did you inherit poor communication? Did you inherit anger? Did you inherit silence? Did you inherit emotional distance? Did you inherit lack of affection? Did you inherit poor boundaries? Did you inherit unhealthy conflict? And there are families. If you remember, when Pastor Enojeri shared her story of how violent she was when she was initially married, and she said because she grew up in a family where they were shouting, it was normal to her. So some people can actually inherit anger, what is it called? Emotional outbursts. So you need to recognize what you inherited that is not good. Now, I want you to look at it. If you recognize what you inherited, from where you're coming from, are you seeing those things manifest in your family now? Now, these things may actually be from your husband's family, or it may even be from your own family. Because when you have come together, you start having children. Watch out. You see patterns in your family, whether from your husband or from you. You will see those patterns in either of your children. What I'm saying, is it correct or not? You are going to see it. So by the time, because the truth is that when you are not aware, it's dangerous not to be aware. Who understands what I'm saying here? Oh, God. Are you people really understanding what I'm saying? Are you catching what I'm saying? Recognize what you inherited. Write it down. Please write it down. It could be laid backness. The families that they're laid back. You just find that if your child is laid back, you have to do something about it. Because you cannot change what you refuse to recognize if you have not identified. How do you solve it? You have to identify it. Just like those days when our phones used to use batteries. You want to go, the battery of your phone is bad. I mean, before we now have phones that have inbuilt batteries. If you want to go and change battery, those Nokia 3310, want to go and change battery, they'll ask you which type of phone. If you don't know the type of phone, they will not know the type of battery to give you. That's exactly how it is with this. If you do not recognize what you inherited, if you don't recognize what you inherited, I'm telling you, you cannot change anything. Number two is once you recognize it, you now know that this thing is existing. Is existing and it is showing. One of the things you want to do, you want to separate. Listen to me, you must separate. And this separate is not something you do use knife and cut off. There has to be a level of understanding. I'm coming. There has to be a level of an understanding of your new identity in Christ first. The way you have a very healthy and a very convincing identity in Christ, that you have to separate your identity from your history. Can you see people who give up? Oh, that's how my father was. Oh, that's how my mother was. You see some women. Let me tell you the truth. Do you know, since when we started this bonding challenge, it's not even only this bonding challenge. Last year, we were supposed to do a video. I was supposed to do like a video challenge of mom and daughter, but twin with your daughter. A lot of women say, oh, they cannot do video. Oh, they cannot do video. You know the reason why a lot of women cannot do video? They were timid. They were not confident. They were not confident. Very timid. Even till now, I still have a lot of timid mothers in the mom and daughter community. But I thank God that one of the things the mom and daughter board is doing is to pour confidence on both mothers and daughters. Mark my word. You see, as you continue to hang around me, hang around the things that I do, hang around the mother and daughter board or mother woman, something about your confidence level will shift because you'll not be able to hide. So you want to separate, you want to separate this your identity now from your history, because your family history, we cannot throw it away. So your family history may actually explain some things about you, but it doesn't have to determine your future, because you cannot every day, oh, I used to be angry. Oh, there's anger in my family. For how long are you going to keep explaining to people that there's anger in your family? For how long are you going to keep explaining to some people that your mother was shy? Oh, this thing happened to you. Now, no matter what it is that happened to you, after a while, you have to stop explaining. You have to stop explaining. So you must recognize this identity. You must, first of all, have an understanding of your new identity. And let me tell you the truth about this thing. Identity is very powerful. Confidence is not by sharp mouths. Confidence is not arrogance. Confidence is not somebody who is very charismatic and loud. Confidence is understanding who you are in Christ and embracing that identity that Christ gave you, not the one your father gave you. Because a lot of people, if you want to carry your identity from where you are coming from, I'm telling you the truth, you will be messed up. Just you have to stop it. Don't keep getting back into the mess. And every time you have to explain how it's not your fault. Listen to me. When you are born, you look like your parents. But when you die on your way in destiny, you look like your decisions. When you're born, you look like your parents. But after a while, as you grow, you interact with environments. You start looking like your decisions. So the thing is that, why would you start looking like your decisions? Because it is the things that you have absorbed. So you have to separate that identity. And let me tell you the truth. You have to separate that identity, because if not, it will rub off on your children. It will. You will see that you are raising children, because and a lot of mothers or even fathers, depending on the parent that spends more time with the children, you just see that thing being projected. And I'm not talking about somebody who is introvert, somebody who is calm. No, there are people who are very quiet, they're very calm, but they're very confident people. If you talk with them, I have one of them. One of our pastors, Pastor Chris, the one that pastors our Romeo C branch, that is married to Dr. Mfoni. So he's a very quiet person. He's a very calm person. But when I want to talk about one of the most confident people I've ever met in my life, that's him. That's him. So I'm not talking about quiet. The reason why sometimes a lot of women are quiet is because they're intimidated. The reason why sometimes a lot of women are quiet is because they have low self-esteem. And most times at the moment, Dr. Bo, when I spot the mothers that have low self-esteem, I know. So I'm saying, just peradventure, life happened to you or something happened to you. You see that identity from that place. You have to separate your identity from your history. Very, very important. Whether by verbally saying it to yourself and working to ensure that you don't look like where you're coming from, especially if the place you're coming from does not look like the will of God for your life. This is where I come from. It's not the same thing as this is who I must become. Write it down. This is where I come from. Do you understand? Oh, this is where I come from. This is where you are from heaven. This is where I come from. It's not the same thing as this is who I must become. Must become. Look at it. Becoming. Just becoming. Be oh yeah. Becoming, not be going. Becoming. Becoming. Constance, I should call her name. Constance, yes. So, Constance, if you are still in the category of people who keep explaining, you have to stop. These kids are growing. Your kids, there are certain things you have to dare. There are certain things you have to break for the sake of your children. Listen to me. Do you know that even how you execute? Do you know even how you do your business? Do you know that your courage, like the sum total of everything you do you know is dropping off on your children? You will not know. Your command of authority, your command of confidence. I'm not talking about arrogance. Now, even if you're arrogant, you'll be seeing it in your children. One person will catch it. The book of Romans chapter 12 verse 2 talks about we should not be conformed. We should be renewed. Our mind should be renewed. When you truly, truly know who God, there's an understanding of God and your identity in Christ you have it. You look as though you are proud. You just suddenly, it dawns on you that God that owns the heavens and the earth is your Father. Your shoulder pad will be so high, not in arrogance, but because of there's something understanding just to you. You see, there was a time some people were trying to say that I was proud. I was a single girl. I was single. I was not even married. This I used to act. Meanwhile, would they live for Bacha? No, would they live for Face Me and Face You? Do you know Face Me and Face You compound? That's where I grew up. But some people say that the way I walk as though my father is governor. Oh, yes, my father was governor. My father is still governor. And because I wasn't looking at my earthly father where we're living, I was looking at God Almighty, who owns the cattle upon 1,000 hills. Change. Write it in the comment section. It's not about where I come from. It is about who I must become. Write it. It is not about where I come from. It's about who I must. You see that must there? Put it in capital letter. It's about who I must become. Just to say people talk about. Why couldn't I leave me alone? Begging as a hostess. Easy on campus. Because it's the truth. Some of us now have gone to marry people. Some of us are married to people who you see that thing from where you see what they inherited. Your work, you have to double up. Do you get what I'm saying? You have to double up. After you have separated your identity, the next thing that you have to identify the patterns that must stop with you. Because the truth is that if you don't, you see those patterns that must stop with you. If you don't identify them, you will accidentally reproduce them. You know why I say accidentally? Unconsciously. You find out that your mother never took time to listen to you. So you don't listen to your children. So you don't listen. You don't listen. Now, watch me. Let me explain. My mother wasn't listening. My mother wasn't listening. And now you're not listening. Do you know how to break that pattern? You need to understand what emotional availability means. Now, you see where the place of wisdom, the place of knowledge, you see where the place of knowledge, listen to me. Knowledge is powerful. When the Bible says, and you shall know the truth, and the truth, the one you know, not the one you heard, the one you know. Do you want this for you to have knowledge of something? And you shall know the truth, and the truth you know shall set you free. Listen to me. Knowledge is liberating. Oh God, there are people who are slaves mentally. There are people who are slaves, their emotions. There are people who are slaves to mindsets. Knowledge is freedom. Knowledge frees you. Knowledge throws light into your dark space. Am I helping you tonight? So, I just gave you an example how you must identify those people and scatter them. You need knowledge. You cannot destroy anything. You cannot scatter anything with an empty mind or an empty brain. You can't. If you like, pray for Natty tomorrow. So, oh God, Father Lord, I will not repeat this thing again. I will not pray. Listen to me. Even after you have prayed, you will walk. Do you know the Bible talks about that faith without works is dead? Some people can do night vigil to break some patterns. Even when you break the spiritual forces that power the patterns, if you do not have knowledge, something in you that sustains that, you go back. So I just use a simple example of, oh, you grew up, your mother was not listening. Your mother was not listening. Your mother was not listening. Before you talk, your mother shouted. Then you start questioning lots of things. You now encounter knowledge that talks about emotional availability. You sit down, you chew on it, you understand what it is. You find out that you now understand that if you're not emotionally available, the same thing you suffered is what is already happening. Because future is not tomorrow. Oh, my future is bad. Your future is not tomorrow. Your future is now. Your future is today. Because what is tomorrow? Tomorrow is yesterday that turned into, yes, that's it. Identify the patterns you must stop. And I just give you an example. After you've identified, oh, this one, they shouted at me, shouted and shouted and shouted and shouted. Shouted on me until they gave me shouting grace. You know, there are graces people carry. Do you know there are graces? Do you know that what happens in the family is impartation? That's why some things are done subconsciously. Do you know there's an impact? Look at this, all of us, let's look at our family. Every day, tomorrow, an impartation is going on in your family. Tonight, an impartation is going on. With the mom-daughter board challenge that is going on in families, an impartation is going on. That's why the atmosphere is changing in your home. That's why your children are feeling different. There's something, listen to me, something is shifting, something is changing. Imagine you sustain this bonding thing for 1 full year. Do you know what will happen? Hey, God. The next thing is that even after you have identified these things, not necessarily to just identify them, you have so much knowledge, you have to replace them. Replace them. Replace them. There's so much to learn. There's so much to learn. I'm begging all of us. Now, even if you are not reading any book, I did not give you any book to read in Inner Circle. You get a book and read. You know the particular area where you have issues. For example, You grew up in a very silent place. You remember those days now when you ask your mother something, your mother will keep you quiet. How many of you experience it? You're asking a question. Maybe they say the first time and you didn't hear it very well. The next time you're asking them, they won't say they keep quiet. And you'll be wondering the kind of trouble you're going to get into because you did not even get the information the first time they said it. It doesn't take anything for you to just keep silent and be planning to flog somebody. You just replace it with healthy conversations because you have an understanding of what healthy conversations we do. Now, especially in this generation, you're not talking, 1,000 people are talking to your children and your spouse. If you and your spouse are not talking, there are so many people waiting to talk to them. That's why if you're here, don't quarrel for too long with your husband. For example, you find out that you're a very competitive person. And because of that, you're a very, very competitive person. Negatively competitive. You find it very difficult to celebrate people. Maybe your parents were like that. Then you now want to replace it with celebrate. You should be number one celebrator. When you see somebody's doing what you celebrate, you teach your children how to celebrate other people. Teach them how to celebrate other people too. So you have to intentionally, as you break those patterns, you have to replace them. Because life abhors vacuum. Life truly abhors vacuum. You know, the Bible talks about when an evil spirit is cast out of a man. Remember, that's when an evil spirit is cast out of a man, that he goes about roaring, he comes and finds the place very clean. Now, it has been cast out of the man, but nothing was used to replace where those things were removed. You just clean the place. You did not replace it with anything. The Bible said he comes and he finds that everywhere is clean. There's really nothing sitting there. He goes and brings 7 more wicked than him. And the Bible said the state of that man is worse than where he's coming from. So you need both the power of God and the wisdom of God to do family life. You need both the power of God and the wisdom of God. You cannot just rely on just one. You cannot just rely on just wisdom because there's some things truly they are satanic forces. Some things are generational wickedness. Some things are really, some things you need the power of God to break it. But I'm saying even after you have broken it with the power of God, you now use wisdom to fill it. I don't know if you get it. Who understands what I'm talking about? Finally, do you know how? So, oh, my great grandmother was this. Our ancestors is this. Our ancestors. Who is an ancestor? Somebody help me. Who is an ancestor? Who is an ancestor? You have to become the ancestor that your children will thank God for. I watched a video today. I'm going to get. I just pray I have that video. Once I download, I will get the video. Once I download the video now, I will get the video now. I'll post it in the group. It was an interview. They were interviewing a man who was talking about how he met forefathers. Who are forefathers now? And who are forefathers in literal terms? Who are forefathers? Forefathers are people who have gone ahead, right? People who have gone ahead. Good. So the person in the video said that whether he met, or he interviewed, or he encountered children who have gone through terrible situations growing up, children who have gone through so much, but he found out that the reason why they bounced back was because they had a mother. In my mind, I'm like, what was the father? And I understood that there's a kind of grace you carry as a woman. You know, in the bonding challenge that is going on, in the mother-daughter ball challenge that is going on, yesterday we read the book of Judges chapter 4. And I've read it over and over again, but just looking at Deborah, there's a reason why There's a reason why when they were supposed to go for war, that she was asked to be in front. There's a grace that you carry. We are not supposed to be laid back. We are supposed to be women of valor. We are supposed to be women who are pulling strings. We're supposed to be women that when your children see you, they are proud. They want to tell everybody, this is my mother. I can tell you that you have a role to play, because as it is now, you're the one hearing what I'm saying. Your husband is not here. Maybe he's also hearing something that is similar to what I'm hearing, but just in case he's not, enforce it with wisdom. Strive and tell yourself that you must be that type of ancestor that your children will be proud of. People say, our ancestors did us bad. No. This time when they prayed, our ancestors were they paved the way for us. I want to stop here, and I want to believe that what I've shared tonight, you can become that change that you seek to see. Remember that I started from you recognizing what you inherited. Recognize it. If you do not recognize what you inherited, you just be floating. You have to recognize what you inherited. Know it. Write it down. Write it down. Don't just write it down. There are lots of warfare that you have to do. Mental warfare, verbal warfare, mind transformation, knowledge infusion. Yes. Do you know how long it has taken me to become this person? Do you know the kind of background I'm coming from? Face me, I face you. Poverty, like real poverty. What made me to start understanding myself and carry myself with confidence is when I gave my life to Jesus. But before I even gave my life to Jesus, I've been battered, because you know what it means for you not to be able to afford what your other friends have? Do you know what it means for you not to go to school when your mates are going to school and you have to start home for 6 years because there was no money? Some of you, immediately you came out of secondary school, you just quickly jumped into the university. When you just came out, you didn't even spend 1 year. You jumped into the university, your school fees were paid. Your school fees was paid. Your parents may not have had so much money, but at least they could pay your way through school. Do you know what all of that did to me? It messed my mind up. It messed my self-esteem up. So it has taken me so much work to get to the level that I am. It has taken me so much, a lot of knowledge infusion, a lot of speaking to my mind, casting down every imagination and every high thing, and exalt itself into against the knowledge of God, taking into captivity every thought and bringing it to the obedience of Christ. Yes. You need to see the way I used to arrest thoughts. See the way I used to speak to myself, forcing myself into circles, breaking limitations. Oh, I cannot do this. This I'm afraid. I will do it. Meeting people, socializing. So maybe don't be that kind of woman. Oh, I don't want to go there. Oh, let me not spoil. And let me not meet people who are bad character. You have to step out. So you raise children who will be doing like this every time. Move to places. If you need to take some of the places that you go to, that your daughters will learn, carry your daughters to those places. Let them see conversations. Let them see how people are negotiating. Let them see how people are talking. Let them go. Let them express themselves. And before you know it, you're changing the narrative. It is a bad thing to have low service. It's very bad. There are a lot of things you cannot do. Even when you are book smart. Let me tell you, book smart and life smart are not the same thing. I'm going to say it. Book smart. Some people have brain. Book smart and life smart are not the same thing. People skill. We learn people skill. Do you understand? By the grace of God, we're working so hard. Grace, our daughter, she has been writing stories. I saw a notebook, handwritten. Like Andrea, I saw a footstep. I went into her room. I just saw footstep. She just writing story, writing. I said, I'm not carrying this. I said, this story you're writing. She's just writing stories upon stories, creative, imaginative stories. This was 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. And I said, this story you're writing, do you know that you can even write a book? She laughed. She said, mommy. I mean, just look at this. See this thing you're writing. Do you know you can write a book? Men and brethren, this girl sat down without my input. I told her, I said, some of these things that you're written in this book. She said, Mommy, me, I cannot type this thing. No. I said, no problem. So why not use ChatGPT? You read these things that you typed, this thing that you use your hand to write. You've written the stories. Read it and let ChatGPT type it for you. Men and brethren, in less than 2 weeks, this girl has written a book titled Bloom Daughter Bloom, telling her story of how she grew up in the family, of how she went to boarding school, tell her story of bullying. Yes, told her story of bullying in school, how she overcame bullying, how the leadership position. I'm not joking. I did not have a hand. A story of leadership. Now, I think it was today that I think we sent the book for formatting. We're trying to see if that book can be ready at the moment of Tabor. Why do you think she was able to do that? She has a mother. It is my influence. So by my influence, the atmosphere I carry, that is what is being projected. That is the impartation. This girl is going to the impartation. And to the glory of God, we're working so hard. I pray we're able to get that book out. Do you know that I sat down, I read it? I'm like, hey, wow. You know what she was writing? I said, these things that you write, I said, even the title. So she now sent me a book cover. And I said, no, this book cover is not good. Let me give it to our graphics person in church to design for her. But I said, let me. So she was telling me, Mommy, leave it like that. She said, Mommy, leave it like that. But I wanted the cover to be, let a powerful graphic design it. So I should leave it like that. She used ChatGPT to design the cover. So she now sent the cover to our pastor, Pastor Chris, our pastor in Rumo's church. Now, Pastor Chris is the person who does all of our church graphics. He was the one that did all our church graphics for over 10 years until he became a pastor. He was posted to go and pastor Rumo's. Now, if we have high-profile events in church, he still does it, even though that's not his work. He sent it to him. Do you know that when Pastor Chris came to the office, Pastor Chris saw it and said, Mama, this cover is good. That's what he said. Pastor Chris just said, Mama, this cover that Grace chose is good. That's what he said. It's good. He said, no, it's good for the kind of story she's telling because she got flowers. He said, no, Mama, for her age, that is good. Me, and I started looking like Oversabi. And I started looking like Oversabi mother. I look like Oversabi mother. I want to beg all of you. When you evolve, when you heal from your past, when you recognize what you inherited, and you do all of these things, I'm not just saying you're doing it for the sake of your child, you do it for your sake. You become a beacon of light, not only to your children, but to a lot of people. You inspire people. You give people hope. Because you know what? You're a bearer of hope. Then by the time you give people, do you imagine when a lot of people around the world are celebrating? Do you know what it does to your children? Let me shock you people. You see this mom and daughter ball and this event that I host and all of the testimonies all of you share about how I've impacted your life and the gifts that you people send me. Because everything that you people do for me, I tell my children. Oh, this person gave me this. Now, a Modelwoman here paid for me to go to radio. I told Gracie, my daughter, I told you, oh, this is amazing. Do you know that all of these things that I share and all of the testimonies that people share, do you know that as my children here, it is touching them? Do you know it's leaving a deposit in their mind? Do you know that it's shaping how they see me? Do you know who am I talking to? Do you know it is shaping how they see me? Do you know it's shaping how they value me? It's shaping how they will be proud of me? Hey, God. Hey. Wow. Recognize whatever that is not good. Separate that identity from your history. It's not about this is where I came from. It's about who I must become. Break the pattern. Set new records. Convince yourself that this is not how it should be, except if it's not the will of God. People in this family, men in this family, that's how they are. They are angry. They can shout, and your children are shouting. You say, like, God will help you. You will change that thing. You will learn. You heal. You take courses where you need to take courses. You listen to what I'm saying. You are going to apply the knowledge that you have gotten. Everything you do, listen to me, everything you do leaves an imprint on your children. Everything you do leaves an imprint, even in your husband's mind about you. Listen to me. Your husband may not say it. Your husband may not come, oh, my wife is this. But your husband knows that you are changing. Your husband knows that you are growing. Your husband knows that you are tenacious. He knows, even though some of them may not be like you, they know. They know. This is where I'm going to end tonight. I hope what I've shared tonight has touched you, has blessed you. We're going to do differently. So, by the grace of God, if the book is out, Grace is going to launch the book there. She will talk about the book. And she's going to sell. And she'll start making money as an author. Me, I didn't write my first book until I was I 42? I can't remember how old I was. I can't remember how old I was when I wrote my first book. I'm going somewhere. I can't remember how old I was when I wrote my first book. But I know that I should be above 30. In fact, the very first book that we wrote, me and my husband co-wrote it together. I was a co-author. Fantastic. Thank you, Peculiar. That's good. So I wrote my first book when I should be in my 40s. Now my daughter is writing her first book when she's 18. So please, let's look at it. If she continues in this part of personal development, learning, and authoring her first book at 18, when she's 40, who will she have become if Jesus starts? You see, with what your children are doing now, as you engage your children, they are learning, they are growing, they're evolving. Some of the things you're intentionally doing with them, nobody did it with you. Some people had the privilege of growing up in homes where they had a similitude of that. Some people were zero. Zero. Who told me about vision? Vision where? My mom does not know what is vision. It's just that this family, we should not disgrace this family. That's what we know. So what it means is that our children will do better. But let me tell you the truth. Our children doing better is not a cliche. It doesn't mean in fact, if you're not careful, your children can do worse. These things are cultivated. These things are strategically orchestrated. These things are orchestrated. We orchestrate it. Oh, yes. It's orchestrated. And I want to pray for everyone here tonight. Your children will do well. You will do well. You're doing well already. But God will increase you on every side. God will use you to change the narrative of where you're coming from. God will use you to change the narrative in your husband's house, your husband's family. God will use you to change the narrative. God will use you to rewrite history. because of you. Breath of fresh air is coming into your family right now as I pray for you. Your children are finding themselves, your daughters, your sons. Do not leave out your sons too. Yes. Do not leave out your sons. Don't say, the father, if the father does not want to do, now leave it. You will be the one to be praying. Do as much as you can. Give your sons assignment. Hug them. Let your sons be emotional. Hug them. Give them pecks on their forehead. Yes, give your sons peck. Teach them how to give peck. Teach them. And you'll be blessed in Jesus' name. Amen. So this is where I call it quits. And I hope you have been blessed tonight. And I don't know if anybody has any questions. If not, you go to the community and share what you got tonight and what you're going to do. When I said recognize where you're coming from, please do recognize it. I know mine. I know them. I know them. Thank you. Oh, yes, beyond words with Becky. Becky, thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless you real good. Becky, thank you so much. Oh, yes, Constance, God bless you. Thank you so much. Yes, God bless you. Good night, everyone. Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night.